back at the Master Bike Builder Show in Bentonville, Arkansas, and we're here with Jesse from SSS Bikes,
right.
Also another local bike brand out of Fayetteville.
Yes, sir.
Right? Yeah,
out of Fayetteville.
Just for the sake of it, I just found this out. I'm like, hey, what the heck does the SSS stand for? Which stands for?
Slow Southern Steel.
Slow Southern Steel. It's definitely one of the more unique bike brand names I've ever heard in my 85 years of existence in this industry.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your bike, Ben, and where it came from.
Yeah, so so the brand started, it's brand new basically. It's my first year in business. I built my first bike like 2 years ago basically for myself. So I'm new, I'm figuring it out. I'm from Fayetteville, Arkansas. I worked in the bike industry around here for the last 10-15 years and always wanted to build frames. So
let me interrupt you.
Yeah.
Why did you want to build frames? That's a question I've been asking frame builders forever, because it's like this historical art.
Yeah.
Like, who thinks of it? But certain people thankfully do.
Yeah.
You're one of them. So why is that?
So the first, as soon as I realized a bike was like handmade, I was like interested immediately. I was like, well, I want to do that, because I've always been, I went to art school. I've always been like a maker of sorts. So, and I loved bikes already. So it was just kind of a dream to be like, I want to ride a bike I built, with my hands. And so, around right when COVID hit, I actually ended up going to welding school and learning to do all the welds. So I worked as a welder just in a general fabrication, doing a lot of like handrails, stuff like that for a few years, and kind of picked up TIG welding, and then slowly started moving into frames. So now that's all I'm doing. So it's awesome. So.
In terms of material choice, all steel, or what?
All steel right now.
Okay.
Tie would be awesome. I'll get into it at some point, but still kind of putting everything together. So, but that's definitely in the future. I'll have to rethink my name maybe, but Slow Southern Tie or something. It won't be as good. But Tell
us, what is this bike for you as a designer and builder? What does it represent to you in terms of your bike philosophy?
Man, so this is really, I like pretty clean bikes. I don't do a lot of curves or anything. I like pretty straightforward. With this design, I didn't necessarily want like a classic flat top tube on a road bike. I wanted a little more, modern in a sense, a little shorter tubes, maybe a little stiffer. And this particular bike I built for, actually this was my rent on my shop space. So the guy I built it for, one of my good buddies, he owns like a carpentry business. And so I built him a bike in exchange for a year. So I think that worked out pretty good for me. Paint scheme is probably the most, noticeable part. And it's based off of like the old AMF Harleys. So he's a big Harley guy. So so he requested it, and I was super stoked. And it's hand painted, these pinstripes by a local sign painter.
No kidding.
That was pretty cool. Yeah. And then the holes, I wanted something unique. I don't have a ton of machinery yet, and so I was like, I needed something I could like figure out on my own, repeatable. And I was like, always was a fan of the Drillium and the speed holes, and so any flat plates I'm trying to drill holes in.
So that's your own dropout?
No, it's a Paragon dropout, but I just drilled holes in it.
Okay, so it's a Paragon, but you drill the holes out. Because I hadn't seen a Paragon with those holes.
Exactly.
Could be a Paragon from Norstad, but I haven't seen that. No, good for you.
So
nicely done.
Definitely like it. And then some of my other bikes, off-road bikes that use like a yoke plate, I do the same
for the
pattern.
chainstay?
Yeah, I do the same Drillium pattern in that. So, yeah.
And what material is this? What in terms of steel?
I think this is all Columbus Zona right now.
Nice.
So and it's actually, this is the Allied CycleWorks fork, and they're here in Rogers. So I think they're the only like carbon forks made in America, and they're close to me. So I was like, I got to get an Allied fork on there. So,
What is it about riding the bicycle that you find so appealing?
Ooh, it's just... I think most people, it's kind of my happy place in a sense. It's like I grew up riding bikes, and so it's kind of just ingrained in me. So if I'm not riding, I'm not happy necessarily. So I got to be riding a bike. But I love trails personally. I live here, so there's a lot of trails. So I do a lot of mountain biking. But So right now I'm building like road gravel frames and then some hardtails. So, but I think that mountain bike market is definitely what I want to tap into here at some point. So yeah.
How do people find out more about your bike brand?
Man, so my website and my Instagram are sss.bike, so pretty straightforward there, and that should have the contact information, all that, for you to get a hold of me. So,
Great.
Yeah.
Hey, well, thanks for coming down to the Master Bike Builder Show, and thanks
you.
for being part of this Bentonville bike community. It's a great place to be.
I appreciate
Congratulations on your 1 year at it, too.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Jesse.
Awesome.